I'm so pleased to have His Excellency, Dr. Omar Farouk Ibrahim, the Secretary General of the African Petroleum Producers Organization. Thank you so much for your time and thank you for being here today.
Thank you for inviting us to this forum.
Just to get started, what strategies is APPO pursuing to attract partnerships with sovereign wealth funds, private investors, and development finance institutions to support Africa's energy transition and critical infrastructure development?
The key strategy we've adopted is one is to establish the African Energy Bank. We need an institution that is purpose-made for managing, attracting, and disbursing finances. And there's no better way to do that than to establish a bank whose focus will be that. The African Energy Bank is going to attract funds from sovereign wealth funds, pension funds, and others from the African continent and outside. And for the last 3 years, we have been working on it, and we have completed the agreement, the negotiations on the agreement. We've produced the charter. We've signed this, that is the two promoters of the bank, Africa Energy Bank, and Africa Petroleum Producers Organization and Afri-Exim Bank. And hopefully, within the very shortest possible time, we are going to have this bank launched.
And could you outline any specific programs and initiatives that APPO is implementing to strengthen technical expertise, governance, and operational capacity within national oil companies across Africa?
I think it's a very, very important question that has really bedeviled the African oil and gas industry since we went into oil and gas 70 to 100 years ago. Technologically, we have been heavily dependent on outside technology from international oil companies, international service companies, etc. And we didn't really come to realize this until the energy transition issue came up, when those on whom we have been dependent decided that they are going to be investing on renewable research, not in oil and gas research. And given where we stand in terms of proving oil and gas reserves on the African continent, and also in terms of energy poverty on the African continent, the question arose, are we going to abandon our resources because we don't have the technology to exploit them, produce them, process them, and make them accessible to our people? And resulting from this realization, we established the Forum of Directors of Oil and Gas Research Institutions in APPO member countries, Forum of Directors of Oil and Gas Training Institutions. And our objective is to create regional centers of excellence across the various sectors of the industry, upstream, midstream, and downstream, as well as services, and have them in different regions of the African continent. Hopefully, these will be really what we call world-class centers of oil and gas excellence, because the current practice where each of our oil and gas producing countries on the African continent creates institutions of research and training and pretending that these are going to be world-class, we're just deceiving ourselves. We don't have the resources to do that. We don't have the time to do that. However, we pour our resources together and identify countries that have advanced on these various sectors, and we recognize them as such, and we take stakes in those institutions. We will be able to create those regional centers of excellence, such that even if Europe and America or anywhere that we've been depending on for technologies for the oil and gas industry decide not to continue to do research and development in oil and gas, we'll be able to do this ourselves.
And just my final question, we're here at African Energy Week. From APPO's perspective, why is participation in this event strategically important for advancing the continent's energy agenda?
Let me start by saying that I feel very fulfilled, particularly this being my last outing at the Africa Energy Bank, Africa Energy Week as the Secretary General of APPO, because I recall 2021 when NJ came to my office in the APPO Secretariat in Brazzaville to say that, Omar, we need to do this. He talked at length, and I said, look, APPO, we have what you call the CAPE. It's a biannual event that we do, biennial. But I've not been happy with what I've seen. I want a truly world-class conference and exhibition on oil and gas in Africa, something similar to OTC. And if by collaborating and cooperating we can do this, I'm willing to just let go CAPE so that we can collaborate and do this. In the last 5 years, this has been tremendously achieved. I'm very happy with it. And I believe that in cooperation and collaboration really lies the salvation of the African oil industry. Not just the oil industry, but even the African economy and the African polity and its people. For too long, we have operated in silos. Every country or every industry thinks, it's got to do things on its own. This is not how Europe got to where it is today. And many people sit today to think that America is a country. No. 51 countries came together to constitute America. Each of them applied to be. What is wrong with Africa? So basically, I think it's a great thing, and I'm happy that with every passing year, Africa Energy Week is growing stronger and stronger, and I feel very fulfilled with the developments in the AEW. And I really congratulate NJ for his leadership on this.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being here today.
Sure. Thank you.